welcome to the Reknit podcast, episode number 19. I'm Emily.
I'm Ros.
And we haven't been here for ages, for which we apologise profusely.
Stuff happened.
Life
Sorry.
happened, things got in the way, but we're here now, so that's the important thing.
Yes.
It's very hot. It's currently a Sunday evening. And it's very hot.
Yeah, so we've got the windows open, and if you can hear noise of nature outside, we're sorry, but if we shut the windows, we might die.
We might actually cook.
So, yeah.
It's also our first podiversary. Well, it was about 6 days ago, 4th of June. So we have been podcasting for a year. We haven't even got to 20 episodes yet. So, you know, we're doing well.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so that's exciting. And we have a giveaway at the end to celebrate our first podiversary, which is really exciting. Oh, there's a nice breeze coming in through the window. But before then, we've done knitting and spinning and stuff.
Yeah. And
now we will tell you about them.
Okay. We haven't said my Instagram is Rosaruni.
Oh, yeah.
And on Ravelry, I'm Rosaroo.
And I'm Elfie McDork on everything. Everything. And we have a podcast Ravelry group as well, which I'm really bad at keeping up with. So, apologies, but that will be relevant later when we have a giveaway.
Oh, yes, I'd forgotten.
Yeah, so.
I know stuff.
Right,
about stuff.
You do your stuff first.
Okay, what I'm currently knitting is an icord, a rainbow icord.
It's very pretty.
Yeah.
The colours are really nice on there.
Rainbow icord around a pair of headphones. This is something I like to do to all my pairs of headphones because it makes them less prone to tangling, or it makes them easier to untangle if they've got a coating of wool around the outside, and also they look really pretty. Like, no one's gonna get confused and think this is their pair of headphones if it's got, you know, what's this big gay rainbow on it. So it makes them easier to find in the bottom of a bag, which is good. And yeah, they're all pretty. And occasionally I garden wearing headphones, and I have once snipped through with a secateurs through headphones, but it would possibly slightly slow me down, and I might just get the wool and not the wire. So it's a safety feature.
Excellent.
That is the work in progress that I'm currently progressing on. And at the other end of this ball of yarn, this one ball of yarn, you can see there's 2 strands coming off it, and the other strand is from a pair of socks.
Multitasking.
I was already knitting this pair of socks when I got this pair of headphones. And I thought I want it to be rainbow, but I don't have to break any yarn, because then I'd have to weave in a pair of ends, and I don't want to do that.
Rainbow might not match up as well. And, whole load
so
of
this is a little rainbow sock.
It's very bright.
It's mostly just a cuff, which is a 2x2 rib, and then the leg is 6x2 rib, and then I've got a nice slip stitch heel. In this yarn here is a mini-skein of West Yorkshire Spinners that I got from Alternate Universe. I don't think West Yorkshire Spinners do their own mini-skeins, but Kim gets the balls and splits them up into 5. So yeah, and that is spearmint, the colour, and this rainbow is from Opal, and it is called I don't know whether Fibre or Party is the colour name or the dye lot, but one of them is that number and one of them is the other number, and that's what it's got. A picture of a lady who I assume is the lady who came up with the colour. She invented the rainbow.
She invented the rainbow?
Yeah, for yarn. Monica Lindener. So yeah, this is really.
At least all your projects are in one place.
Yeah. And hopefully it's not going to be too much longer before I've finished knitting that. Oh, I'm in a right tangle here.
So your knitting that's designed to get things to not tangle is currently tangled?
Yeah, but once I finish knitting it, there'll be no more tangles.
Okay. I'm going to sneeze. Oh, excuse me. Cool. So, is that all your whips?
Those are all the things I'm knitting. It's this one ball of yarn.
attached to all the things.
Yeah. And this ball occasionally, but not at the moment.
I am currently, I'm knitting on a sock. It's probably the same sock. Oh, in fact, I've got one that I've done, which I haven't put on a sock blocker. I'm so prepared. 10 out of 10 for preparedness.
Oh, I forgot I even have sock blockers.
For me. 10 out of 10 for preparedness. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm knitting on a sock. It looks like this. This is the second sock because this is the first one, which I'm now going to put on a sock blocker. Yeah-da-dum. Got one done. This is the first time I've knit myself a pair of socks in forever because I've been knitting them for other people. So that's that one. Ignore the long end that I have to deal with. But that's the finished one. And then I've started the cuff over the next one. Just a plain old vanilla sock. Yeah, quite nice. And I can't remember. Oh no, I have got the ball band. Look at that. Is it Opal? I feel like it's Opal.
It looks similar to mine.
It is Opal. There we go.
Mine was Opal. So
Gallery.
Okay.
In the Gallery collection.
Does yours have a...
Yeah, it's under the price.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. But yes, this is also Opal. We are being adventurous knitters. Oh, adventurous knitters. Yeah, it's a sock. And it's kind of cool. It's about as much as I can say about it, really. I mostly work on this like when I'm doing other stuff, so it gets worked on at work quite a lot. I did most of the top of this during a training day at work, so you know, it gets worked on here and there. It's my travel knitting. And the other thing I'm working on still, because it's the boxy, I'm still working on my boxy. It's getting there.
Have you done any shaping yet or anything?
Nope.
Is it just round and round?
Boxy doesn't really have a shape. It's kind of like a big square with arms.
Okay, but you haven't got to the bit where you put the arms on
Not
yet.
quite.
No, you're just doing the big
So
square.
I'm still doing, I don't know if you can see, like that. So that's the bottom part so far. I don't think I've got too much longer to go before I might another few inches or so. Before I need to put the arms in. But yeah, just round and round we go, knitting the boxy. It's nice. It's a nice colour. I like it. I like it.
It's coming out more red on the screen than it
is
is in real life.
It is, but it's nice. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm going to have a small nap.
Yeah, we're recording using a different camera this time. We're using
yeah,
the camera on my phone, so if it looks different, that's probably why. And if it looks better, then yay.
I was going to say, it's a better camera than the one we usually use.
So it should look, you know.
So we should be like in ultra high definition.
Yeah, you should be able to see like up our noses and, you know, every pore in our skin.
Nope. Okay, I'm hiding behind the knitting if that's what's going to happen. Yeah, so that has a little bit to go. But again, it's knitting round and round in circles, just like the sock. Hopefully by next time we podcast, especially if it's going to be like in another month and a half, which it won't be.
No, we need to get back on the podcast.
I will have put that. I would have separated for the arms. I hope, because I need to get wiggle on with it really.
Yeah. Well, if you want to do a Christmas jumper by Christmas.
Yes, I want to do a Christmas. I want to do two. I want to do one for me and a matching one for the cat.
Okay. Well, the cat one's not a full size jumper; it's a cat size jumper. So.
Yeah, that's it. That's all my works in progress at the moment. I mean, to be fair, both of us have finished sort of semi-big projects recently, so that's probably why we don't have anything massively exciting sitting on the needles currently, because we've finished stuff. So do you want to talk about yours first?
Yeah, I have finished 3 things, which is actually 5 things.
There's a fly on the camera.
Oh, is it on the bit where the camera is
just
summoned?
buzz it around.
Okay.
Summertime!
Yay! Insects in the house. Right, so I have finished. Do them in order of the order that I put them in the pile.
That's what you want to be doing in this weather, putting mittens on.
Yeah, I'm wearing mittens in June.
Fantastic.
Thank goodness they are fingerless mittens.
Oh, wow, you find them.
Yeah, these are the fingerless mittens that I was knitting, I think, on the last podcast. They are out of the Little Grey Sheep Hampshire 4-ply in Bulrush, Columbine, Charcoal, and they're mostly knit in a Fair Isle pattern.
You can see the pattern really well.
Of my own devising. Just some shapes and stuff, what I thought would be nice in a Fair Isle. So yeah, I'm very pleased with them. One of them has been blocked. They've both been hanging around in a bag because I finished them quite soon after the last podcast. I thought, well, I'll need them on the next podcast, and that'll be soon. And then it was 6 weeks. So they've been sort of carted back and forth between mine and Em's in a bag. So they look all right for, you know, the bad stuff that has happened to them. Well, not bad stuff, but you know.
Your computer did the thing.
Oh no. How sad. Yeah, so that's what we've got the show notes down. I'm very pleased with these. When did we go to London? Nearly a year ago.
Oh.
So
Yeah, it was last summer.
But you know, I've knitted them all up in under a year. So that's good. Oh, I tell you what we should be talking about at some point is Stash Dash.
Oh yeah, that's true.
We are doing Stash Dash, although we have no numbers for you at the moment.
Ros has already done loads of Stash Dash.
Yeah.
Which is because she did the majority of it last year.
Yeah. If you're if you've watched other episodes, or if you just scrolled through like the list on YouTube, you'll see the cover photo of one of them is us hiding behind a massive blanket. Well, I crocheted that massive blanket, and this year I crocheted a border around that massive blanket. So now I get to count the massive blanket and the border.
Yeah.
For Stash Dash.
The rule for Stash Dash is, in case you don't know, Stash Dash is run by the Knit Girls, who are like a huge knitting podcast type people. And the rule kind of is that there are no rules. The only thing is you have to finish the item during Stash Dash, which runs from end of May, I think, up till the end of August, I think.
Yes.
Basically, it's over the summer. So, if you crochet an entire blanket in 2017 and then crochet an edge around it in 2018 during Stash Dash, you can count the meterage for the entire blanket for your Stash Dash.
You don't even have to crochet the whole edging. You could crochet like 3 stitches.
As long as you finish it.
Yes.
As long as it was not finished and then you finish it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, you know, rules.
Yeah. So that's brilliant. Last year I was going to go for 15k and I missed out by about 3k. And I reckon, because of the blanket, I'm definitely going to make it.
I reckon, though, you can't... I don't think you should be able to then crochet another thing around it next year and be like, I'm going to count it again.
Well, no, because I didn't submit anything I didn't sort of finish Stash Dash last year.
Yeah.
It didn't get counted. But once I've counted it this year, as long as I make my 15k, I won't count it next year.
Yeah. Otherwise, you could just put a border on it every year and be like, look, I've done another 6,000.
Unless I turn it into like a blanket for a house or a car or something really huge. Unless I make it significantly bigger. Like, you know, I double it in size or something, then I should be able to count it. But, you know. After that Stash Dash tangent diversion, this is my second pair of finished objects, which are a pair of socks that I've not put on sock blockers. Because...
You're terrible at podcasting.
Yeah, I really am. I forgot I even owned sock blockers.
They're literally just behind you.
They're over there, but I'd have to reach down and then I'd knock the internet over and then would shout at me for breaking the internet.
Yeah, it would all be sad. Do you want one of my sock blockers?
No, because your feet are different sizes to mine.
Okay.
So these are a pair of socks that I knit from, this is Stylecraft Heels and Toes. This is part of a range that's named after mountains. And this is the name of a mountain, and I can't remember what the name of the mountain is.
Kilimanjaro.
No, that was last year. They were the really blue ones. Knit them for last year's Stash Dash. And then this is another mini of West Yorkshire Spinners in a bright green colourway that I also can't remember the name of because it's been ages. Hopefully I will put them in the show notes and they will be down there if you click to read the show notes. So yeah, these are a pair of socks, ribbed cuff, less ribbed, not as ribby. These are this is 2x2 rib and this is 6x2 rib, so it's not as many pearl stitches. And yeah, pair of socks for my feet. Just what I need in June. Wool socks with, you know, wool up your legs.
Fantastic.
So yeah, I finished them. And the other thing that I finished, which is also really useful for June.
Oh yeah.
This is
Pick the bits of barn off it. Right.
My beautiful jumper.
Okay, I'm hot just holding this.
Yeah, I might put it on later and take a photo, but it's quite warm. So I don't know that I want to put a hot jumper on. But this is my jumper. It is made of yarn that I spun.
See the little edge detail there as well?
Yeah. At the bottom there is also the same detail just above the ribbing. It's sort of based on the, I'm gonna say Strokkur, but I might be wrong. Where is it on the, there we are. Yeah, I'll write it on the screen.
Strokkur.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah, well, it's based on that pattern, which is a pattern by Ysolda Teague. But I adapted it by adding in some more Fair Isle down here and on the sleeves. And I did short sleeves. It's supposed to be, you know, long sleeves. And I just, because I hand spun the wool and I didn't have as much wool as I would have needed to do a whole jumper, I saved a bit by skimping on the sleeves. So most of this fibre is John Arbon Harvest Hues. There's, I think this is Sycamore, this green. This purple is Thistle. And then this green up here is Juniper. And then this little bit, it looks yellow next to this other green. But when it was by itself in a skein, it looked sort of like a pale green. That is a little bit that I got from Hilltop Cloud that just went nicely. I think it gives it a nice pop of,
yeah,
well, it looks
brightness.
Looks yellow, but it is actually green. Yeah, that's a weird thing that happens with colour. When you put it next to another colour, it changes the colour of the colour. Science. So yeah, this is my jumper. I'm really pleased with it. I've worn it a few times, even though I finished it in, I think, May. It's a bit warm to be wearing a jumper, but yeah, I probably won't get much more wear out of this jumper until the autumn. But yeah, I'm really pleased with it. It's my first colourwork jumper. It's my first hand-spun garment. We took it to a barn today, so it's got bits of fluff on it, which I'm picking off. But yeah, I'm really pleased with it. I like the way it fits, which you would know if I was brave enough to wear it in this weather.
You would melt. You would be a puddle of rolls on the floor.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm really pleased with it.
Huzzah. Right, I have one finished object, which is down here somewhere. Where is it? Am I sitting on it? I am sitting on it.
Oh, well done.
Am I sitting on it? No. Where is it?
Last time I saw it was on
there we
that
are. There we are. Found it. Found it. Right, this is my Zorzal shawl. It's finished, but it isn't blocked, and so it's not quite. But you can, oh look, you can see the patterns quite nicely there.
Yeah.
So this is the Zorzal shawl, and I've knit it from this orange here is Koi from Stranded Dyeworks, and then this grey is one of the Stephen King colourways from down Sheepy Lane. And it's a short row shawl, so the bottom, the top, sorry. You knit it from the top down and it increases as you go along. So there's like a bit here that's like striped, and then you can see there's a big wodge of the grey, like a wedge there, and then there's another wedge that goes the other way of the orange, and then there's more stripes at the bottom. So it's short rows. It's good. It's not a difficult pattern at all. And once I've blocked it, it will go, if you hold that back. So I'm hoping it will like get a lot bigger because it's quite narrow at the moment. But if I block it quite aggressively, it will get a lot bigger.
Yes.
But I like it. I like the fact that I'm glad I chose two colours that do, like, there's a bit of obvious difference between them, but they are also quite similar. One's orange with bits of grey, and one's kind of grey with bits of orange. So when you stripe them, like this bit at the top, they look quite similar, but then you can see the big difference in the big wedges. But I really like it. I like the big sort of, I like the way the short rows work. And doing the big wedges of colour. I think that's quite cool. Put tassels on the end, but I don't think I
What happened?
It said maximum file size reached, and then it went away.
Oh.
But it's still recording.
Okay.
So I don't know.
It's true. If you're still watching this podcast, we're still recording this podcast. Or we were still recording this podcast.
It says it's still working, so
Yeah.
I don't know. But I didn't see what it said because it went.
Yeah. Shall we stop and start again, or?
It's up to you.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
We're back.
Shawl, yes. So that was my shawl. That's it. That's all I have to say. It's a shawl. It's very nice. I will block it at some point.
You don't think you're going to put tassels on it?
I don't think I'm going to put tassels on it. It calls for tassels in the pattern, but I don't think I will. I just want to block it and make it a bit bigger, a bit wider. But that's my Zorzal shawl.
And it's possible Em has finished more objects, but we cannot remember.
I don't remember because it was so long ago that we last podcasted. I have no idea. And we did actually record an episode that we didn't put up because we didn't. I can't remember why. It was possibly rubbish. It was possibly not recorded very well. I don't remember.
I think it was a really hot day and we shut the windows and then we were
possibly
incredibly hot and like a little podcast.
So anyway, let's talk about some spinning because we've got quite a bit to talk about for that.
Oh yeah. Today we have been in a medieval barn in Winterbourne spinning for about 5 hours.
Yeah.
So you can get quite a lot of spinning done in 5 hours, but nowhere near as much as I think I can get done in 5 hours in a medieval barn.
It was cool in the medieval barn though. That was the best bit. It was so nice and cold.
The walls were so thick. It was
yeah,
so cool
it was lovely.
inside.
I wish we were still there.
Yeah, I could, camp in that medieval barn until
But we were there with representing the Avon Guild of Spinners, Weavers and Dyers. And this is the bit where I'm going to pimp out the Instagram. We have an Instagram. I run it. You should look at it. So that was good, wasn't it?
Especially if you want to see photos of us spinning in a medieval barn.
Yeah. It's Avon Guild SWD.
On Instagram.
On Instagram.
Yeah, because it's Instagram.
And I will put pictures up of stuff that we do. If you live in this part of the world, the same part of the world as we did, sort of southwesty, Bristol-y area.
If you live in Avon.
And you spin.
Or would like to learn how to spin.
Or you just want to come and talk to us and a load of other numpties who are spinning and having a lovely time.
Are interested in weaving or dyeing as well.
Yeah. Then have a look on the Instagram. Come and play. We're very friendly. And we have cake sometimes. We always have biscuits.
Oh, yeah.
And tea.
Always tea and biscuits.
So if that's not an incentive enough, then... Anyway, that was my small bit of pimping.
Yeah. So today we did some spinning in a medieval barn. And because we were in a medieval barn, I thought I should spin something that I could have spun in medieval times, sort of thing. So I've spun...
On your medieval Ashford kiwi.
No, not so much the wheel, but I didn't want to spin neon dyed fibre or anything. Which, yeah. So I was spinning this stuff, which is a rolag that I carded. I hand carded all my stuff as well in the barn. So maybe that was what slowed me down. Maybe if I had already carded the whole thing, I'd have finished the whole fleece today. It's a lamb's fleece, by the way. I think that's worth bearing in mind.
That, you're not finishing an entire sheet's worth.
Yeah.
Fleece.
It's entirely reasonable to spin a whole lamb's fleece in a day.
Lambs are only small.
Yeah. In my opinion, anyway. So this is a rolag I carded. It's a Thistle sheep that we got from the Cirencester Fleece Fair, which was just over a year ago.
Yeah.
And I finally started carding it and spinning it up. This is what the first bobbin looks like.
It's so fluffy.
Can I find the end? I spun it long draw. I was in a big barn, so I could do lots. All the way back, long drawing. It's quite fine for long draw. It's one of my finest spinnings of long draw fleece. So I'm pretty pleased with that. This is the first bobbin of 3. So I'm going to do a 3-ply, and I find that tends to even out. I've never done a 4-ply. Actually, I've done one 4-ply, but I've never done a 4-ply of something like this. But I find the more plies, the sort of more you can even out the inconsistency in your spinning.
It just kind of works.
Yeah,
it's kind of floofs.
I don't know.
Floofs and all works.
So it's a little bit inconsistent, but I'm not so good. I'm not as practiced at carding and also at long draw spinning from rolags. I've done quite a lot of long draw spinning top from the fold. I'm getting better at that, but yeah, my proper spinning.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so I'm about a third of the way through that. And I'd actually taken other stuff as well because I thought I was going to be finished with the fleece. That far, this whole we washed a load of alpaca yesterday to have stuff for when I finished spinning my fleece in 5 hours. While talking to people and showing them how spinning works. So that is what I spun today. And then my other spinning at the moment is this stuff. This is my first bobbin, again of 3. It is Suffolk. I'm spinning this for sock. I'm spinning this short draw. You can see it's got a sort of yellowy colour, sort of brown colour, and you can't really see, but there's a pinky colour. Oh, it's under here. This is some stuff from, let's cover up Emily's face.
Matches my dress.
It does. From a company called Porpoise. Well, it's not a company, it's a woman who runs Porpoise Fur. I got it online possibly a little while ago, so it's been sat in a bag, so I've had to, because it's been sat around for so long and it's been in a box with all my other fibres, and I've got more fibres, I sort of push them in to shove them into the box so I can put the lid back on. Do a little bit of teasing apart, but that is my fault for hoarding the fibre.
Mm-hmm.
It's not too bad. It's not like the Gotland I was spinning ages ago, which is kind of semi-filtered. I haven't done any more on the Gotland. But yeah, this is beautiful colours. And yeah, I think it's sort of supposed to be like leaves in autumn. So it's very appropriate for June. But yeah, I'm hoping to have some sort of autumnal socks with my handspun.
Cool.
Yeah, that is. I must have spun something else after I finished the jumper. Or possibly I was so, I've spun a whole jumper's worth of yarn. Did I stop spinning? I can't remember.
No idea.
Possibly there'll be more spinning show in a future podcast. Who knows?
Well, I plied an entire 2 bobbins of yarn today. In fact, I spun some of the second bobbin and then plied it all. It was a lot. In fact, it was this much. And it took me most of the afternoon,
yes,
to be honest.
You finished with about 5 minutes to go.
I did. So this is John Arbon. This is the blue spruce colour that you've seen on the podcast before quite a few times. So this is now done. It's plied. It's 2 ply, and it'll sit on my bobbin for a little while, and then I will put it onto. I'll skein it up, give it a bath, and it'll be good to go. And I have plans for it. I have some copper coloured stuff that is also John Arbon that's quite similar to this, so it's probably going to be something colourwork, maybe mittens. I don't know. Yeah, but I'm glad it's done, because I did want to do something with both of them together. And that's a nice big chunk that's done. So there it is. That's a nice colour.
And if you look behind it, you can still see the other
yeah,
bobbin.
there's a little bit left.
There's a little bit left on one bobbin.
Little tiny bit left. So that was what I did for most of today. I spun the last little bit of the second bobbin and then plied the whole thing together. 100 grams worth of floof and yarn. Right. That is all for my spinning, because that was all I was doing.
Yeah. I'm gonna adjust the show notes.
Lovely. So we have a few other bits and pieces to chat about as well. We did do Yarn Shop Day this year. We started at my local yarn shop, and then we went to Spinning Guild for a little while, and then we ended up down in Cleve at Alternate Universe. The lovely Kim and her lovely shop, and Amy from Stranded Dyeworks was there doing a trunk show, so we got to meet her as well, chat to her, and it was really, really nice because Kim's shop is lovely.
Yeah.
And I managed to get myself some more Stranded Dyeworks yarn, which I was aiming for. That was like one of the reasons I wanted to get down there. And I managed to get a second on her Paradise base, this lovely purple colour. And it is Sugar Plum, and it's a second because it's got some splodges of other colour on there, I think.
Is that a splodge of brown?
It's got copper? Splodges of orange on it. It
Yeah.
says second orange on skein. So yeah, there's some bits of orange on there, but
Orange goes well with purple.
But it's lovely. So this is my fourth, yeah, because I ordered one. I bought 2 at Unravel, and so this one. So this is my 4th skein of Stranded, and it's the Paradise, which is merino cashmere nylon, which is the same as the koi that is in my shawl. It's the same base as this koi here, and it's very, very squishy.
Because Emily is fancy. And
I
it's
am.
Cashmere.
I am. And it's squishy, and it's nice to squish. So I'm really chuffed that I have another skein, and it's such a lovely purple colour as well. Yeah, so that was really good. I did do a tiny bit of filming, but not very much, and I think we were too busy like chatting and knitting and buying stuff and spinning at Spinning Guild and generally having a grand old time.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about this?
Yeah.
Like, pull it down.
We're not going to show all of our stash enhancements because mostly I haven't brought them with me because we've been going to podcast and they're not podcasting for ages.
Okay, I'll give you that.
But this is May's instalment of the Time Travellers Club from Hilltop Cloud. This is gorgeous. It's purples. It's got sparkling.
So sparkly.
It's merino and extra fine merino and sparkle. And it is, I think it's like a mermaid's tail, a purple mermaid tail.
And it's Mardi Gras, the colour.
It's called Mardi Gras, which is Fat May or something, or Big May. I don't speak Spanish.
No idea.
I don't know. No, Mardi is, I don't know what Mardi is. But I think Gras is big.
Maybe.
I don't know. Yeah. But I did read the letter that comes with it about it.
Oh, okay.
And purple is something to do with New Orleans.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's so soft and it's so beautiful. It's definitely both of our favourite things we've gotten from the club set.
Yeah.
And it's going to have to be something amazingly special. But I don't know what yet.
Yeah.
But it's so beautiful.
But it is lovely.
Mm.
Now you're going to wrap your face in it.
As you can tell from, my top, and if you ever watched the podcast before, I love purple.
And it's sparkly as well.
It's so beautiful.
Just wave it around like this.
Yeah.
Make it look lovely.
Yeah. I've swallowed a little bit of it.
Good.
No,
Cool.
I haven't swallowed it, it's just on my tongue. No.
And our last little bit is I had a lovely message from a lovely lady who
is also an M.
Is also an M. She is M's Craft and Chat on Instagram, and she also has a podcast, which is the same thing. But she also makes stuff that she sells. We'll put all her information in the description, and so you can find where she is.
Write it down.
She sent me an email, and she just wanted to send some stitch markers for us to do as a giveaway, which is brilliant because it's our first podiversary, so it's perfect. So I got a lovely package in the mail, which had this lovely card in over here, and she had also sent these really nice crocheted hearts that you can possibly see above my head, just there. So they.
Can I get mine down? Yes, I can. She crocheted us each a heart, and she
is
obviously a podcast viewer because she needed to crochet me a purple heart and Emma a pink
purple
heart.
one, and I have a pink one.
Yeah,
and they're very, very lovely.
Very lovely of her.
She very kindly sent along 3 sets of stitch markers. Have you got yours to hand?
I have when I've put the heart back.
Okay. So.
And finish this row.
All right. So I will show the stitch markers. So we've got 1 set to give away. 1 set each. Let's see if I can show these. So this is the set we're going to give away. So if you see, they're on little beads there. And I don't know if you can see, there's a turtle. There is a little hedgehoggy thing there. There is a mermaid, I think. There we go. There. Oh.
Sorry, I'm making a noise with my stitch markers.
Okay, you can't see because it's gone all out of focus. There's a mermaid. Come on.
Maybe you need to also cover up my face.
Maybe. And then this one, thank you. This one has a little boat on it as well. So this is the set we are giving away. It's 4 beautiful stitch markers with some little beads on as well. And then the ones that we have, mine's the same, except instead of a boat, it's got like a little wheel. And then yours has got a little tag thing that says something on it.
Dreaming of the sea.
Dreaming of the sea. There we go.
Yeah.
So
they make a nice little noise.
We have a set each, and then we have a set to give away, which is this set. So I will open up a thread in the podcast Ravelry group. I don't know what it'll be yet. I'll come up with something. And if you would like to enter, you just need to put a message in the thread in response to whatever it is that I decide I'm going to put there, which I haven't decided yet. And then when we next podcast, which should hopefully only be a couple of weeks, we'll see how many entries we've got. And when we have enough, we will pull for a winner. But thank you so much to Emma for your lovely card and the stuff you sent us, and for making these fantastic stitch markers that we can give away on the podcast, which is so nice.
And we have pretty stitch markers that we can now use, that we, you know, I was keeping mine all together because there's a slight habit of losing stitch markers. I didn't want to have lost one.
No.
That we were kindly given before I'd said, thank you very much, Emma.
Yeah.
What kind did you give
So
us?
I'm going to put this on my next project, I think. I do love the little turtle.
I don't really need a stitch marker on this because it's 5 stitches and you just knit them. But when I finish this end of this ball of yarn, I can put one on my sock.
Yay. I think that's it.
Okay, so we can stop recording this podcast and I can find mine.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much for watching. I'm hoping it won't be quite so much of a long hiatus before our next podcast.
We're hoping with the new recording, where we're recording, I'll be able to edit the podcast on my phone instead of
having to do it at my house.
Yes, because I'm not always at Emily's house.
We'll see how well this goes. Hopefully, it will mean that we are faster and smarter with our podcasting.
Yes. Or, you know, at least more regular.
Absolutely. Yes, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you hopefully soon.
Thank you.